And he's muted. Perfect.
Ahoy! Crypto Pirates, welcome to your Discourse Syndicate. Captain RG3 here with the new welcoming, the return of DC Crypto. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, man? Shoo.
Monday.
You're looking shiny over there.
Oh, dude, it's I think I finally got the bugs worked out of everything. So no more glitching. I think I found out what that was. It was power in the house. The
really? Whoa.
Yeah, so back in my old DJing days, I have my my mixing board here, and I remembered, I'm like, oh shit, I've got a power conditioner in there. I'm gonna try and see if that works. So I plugged everything in through my power conditioner into my mixing board, and voila, no more flashy flash.
Damn. Well, that's cool.
It's clean power, man. Something about clean power that all this stuff is real sensitive. And then I did have a little shutdown issue with my camera because I think if you don't set the white balance or something correctly, I've been trying to fuck with that, but I think I got it now. It'll overheat and shut itself down. But for now, no, it's good, man. It's good.
Colin. We've got DC back in the house and we're talking about mixing boards right now.
Dude, fuck, man. Crypto is just insane right now.
Bruh.
Crypto Twitter is out of its goddamn mind. The Hexicans are freaking laughing all over the place at people. I mean,
XRP
is done.
Smashed. No lube.
Done.
No lube, bro.
Dipped it in sand, bro. Forget the lube. They dipped that shit in sand and put it in. Oh man. Oh God. Hey guys, XRP Army. Well,
okay.
Come on. We love you guys.
You can make it back. You can make it back right now.
You can make it back. You can make it back. You guys can be legends. You guys can actually be legends. Get yourself into a good crypto where you're really hodling. The real hodl crypto. Hex is the ultimate hodl crypto. There is no hodl crypto like Hex. You guys would love it over here. You really would. And we're not a glum lot either. Pretty good group of folks over here.
XRP literally got damn near delisted. I think they are getting.
No, they are delisted. Coinbase announced that on January 11th or the 7th or something like that, they're delisting their asses. That's it, man.
I'm speculating it's going to go to 3 cents. Really, dude, it's fuck, man. It's gonna be bad, dude.
And it looks like motherfuckers are going to jail too. Well, maybe not jail. Maybe they're just going to get.
Well, they should have enough money to pay. I mean,
super fines.
Yeah, super fines. Yeah, but I mean, but do you know how EOS got their EOS, right? The $4 billion dollar ICO and stuff. You know what they did with that money? Like, I have a buddy of mine, Plan C. He was one of the only few in the world EOS maximalists back in the day. He said this came out way later on and stuff during 2017 and 2018 that they spent a good portion of that money and bought 140,000 Bitcoin.
Oh, they hedged themselves.
They hedged themselves into Bitcoin. Oh, what? I had to look it up and I was like, yeah, Block One owns like a lot of it. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
A lot of people who have done that, who have hedged with Bitcoin, and they've done well over the last few weeks. Now it's great. It's great for the ecosystem. It's great. I got rid of all my Bitcoin and another Bitcoin that was held, and it has done better elsewhere. I can just say that. That's for sure. So
it's nice. So you guys for the XRP guys, obviously don't kick a dog while it's down. If you go in the comments for any of these XRP guys, just be like, hey man, it's okay, dude. You come, just hit them with honey. Because everybody else is like shitting and laughing at them. Don't shit and laugh at them.
I know. I don't get that. I mean, it's every dog has its day kind of situation, you know. I
Right.
mean, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Just like everybody who fuds Hex is gonna get it. I mean, they're gonna get it.
We're gonna
you
get
know?
it.
And nothing can control that. There's just the few people that are out there that are gonna, you know, want to get off on that. They're gonna do it. You know, so.
Right.
That's the way it is. It's the way of the world. It's the way of the world.
So, Captain, what did I miss while I was off on shore duty or whatever the fuck it's called?
Surely. No,
Surely,
you didn't miss much, but the pump started, and
I notice that every time I leave. When I come back, there's a pump.
Yeah, it's been things have been moving right along. We've been bringing guests in. I changed, as you know, I've kind of consolidated the format to where Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be just 2-hour streams, and then Friday nights have at it as long as you guys want. We'll go for it and keep it at that. And so
2 hours. Wow, that's new to me. Cool.
Well, I want to get it. I want to get it a little more manageable. RG3's got to have a life too, and
no, I mean, I truly understand that as this cryptocurrency thing gets bigger and bigger and it's crazier, and look, with Bitcoin going up, more people come in, more people that'll join Hex, just because there's just more bodies. So things are going to start getting pretty insane around here. I mean, really, like you guys who are starting streams right now and feel like you guys aren't getting a lot of views right now, the views are coming.
They're coming. And I'm doing my best to support all you guys and drop in on your shows and tweet them out and get them, whatever I can do to help you guys. Let me know and do what I can. But for all of those of you who are on here, go ahead, guys. Joe Exotic donated a diamond. Joe Exotic, he has his own stream, and you guys, if you are into taking care of your mental well-being and you want to talk about addiction recovery and things like that, Joe Exotic has an awesome stream to go do that on. So go check him out. Drop your link in there, Joe. And Bran has his stream that's doing extremely well. He had Craig Grant. I called him Craig. I called him Craig Wright last night. I said, "Oh, motherfucking Craig Wright, what are you doing here?"
Literally who I thought was on last time, because when I looked at it, I was like, Craig Grant. I was like, Craig. I was like,
thanks for the diamond, Joe and Ballet Brand. Thanks, bud. And Maddie, thanks for the diamond. Excuse me. So Brand drops his stream last night, and Grant shows up, and you know what? I don't have anything ill to say about any of those guys, but it's a known fact that there has been whale wallets that have been dumping on our heads,
right?
And that's their prerogative. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight with everybody. That's their prerogative. You don't fuck you if you have anything to say about them dumping, because they bought the coins. They can sell the coins. That's what we're all here to do, is buy and sell. Period. End of story. So the fact that they did it like they did it, it hurts when you're a holder of the coin and you're watching and you're excited about it and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? When it comes down to it, the 10% of us that are the staking class, we really don't care. We know what that price is going to do eventually. And we know what's going to happen when the whales that are here to dump get out. Once they all get out and those wallets deplete, which they are, we're watching them all dry up right now. All those wallets are drying up. And that's what's happening, is those wallets are drying up. There's going to be nothing to hold back the buy pressure because the EA's gone. And we're going to start seeing some massive pumps, man. We're going to start seeing them. And,
beautiful.
Hey, Papa Boner, thanks for the diamond, brother. And man, that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at all of these whales, all these dumpers, finally kind of clearing out. It's kind of like the shakeout from after Big Payday. I think that our dip wasn't as big and quick because they were all hoping for a price bump, because they were all. Yeah, they got their big payday, but they didn't want to dump it because of the price. And it shook some of them out. Of course, it shook a bunch of them out. But I think some of the bigger wallets kind of held a little bit, and then they slowly were dumping out, which was kind of a good thing for the chart. Made the chart look nice.
Even our dumpers are better than the other coins.
Even our dumpers are better than the other dumpers. We didn't get a Bart Simpson, you know. We had a nice R, you know. We get a nice R going there, and then no freaking Bart Simpson dump.
You know what I mean? You know, and I'm kind of glad. Like, we're better off them selling while the price is cheap than at new all-time highs. Because fuck them. I don't want them to have that money. So, I mean, I like if they want to sell right now, well, at the price is what it is. You know, like they've probably mostly been selling between.
Well, they did well. They did well. There's some wallets there. They made a couple, $2, $3, $4 million, $5 million. You know, they made some money, man. There was some money made there. Now, it's not the kind of money that we're all thinking about,
right?
And what we're looking at, but
yeah, they got nice Corolla money. Yeah, nice Corolla
money.
Solid Corolla money. Solid Corolla-ass money, you know?
Long-term staking is the difference between marble and linoleum, baby. The difference between having marble and linoleum. That's for sure.
Casio, baby.
What is this with the Casio? I heard it a couple.
Because I did a tweet a couple weeks ago where I was like, which one should I get, the Rolex or the golden Casio? It was like a golden Rolex with a green face, and then the golden Casio with the calculator on it. Because dude, when I grew up, everybody wanted that Casio with the calculator on it.
Yeah,
you know, the one where you could actually be in class and go like this and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I think I had one.
Beautiful, man.
All right, so we've got a guest coming on tonight. Like we're going to do Mondays and Wednesdays, we're going to have guests. We're going to keep it small and manageable, and bring a guest on and talk to them. And we've got Look Into Crypto coming on with us. I like this guy so much because he's a crypto smart guy. He knows TA. Yep. He looks at TA from a macro level. I mean, he looks at micro movements, but he looks at it in a macro level. I've really liked listening to him on your guys' streams, and on our streams because of how he looks at his TA. You know, he doesn't talk like a trader. He doesn't like show TA like a trader. He looks at the macroeconomics of it, and he got Hex like that, man. I mean, I remember when you introduced him to it, and then I got on a stream with you guys, and he was like, boom, boom, boom. The light went on. Like, I mean, the light went on for him fast, a lot faster than all of us. You know, it took me months to fucking get as close as I am now.
We had like blindfolds on with a cane and shit, and like a little tin cup. Like, what are shares? Shares?
I still don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I get constant. At least people are nice about it. Hey, thank you all you Hexkins who send me the DMs and correct me in such a polite way. I really fucking appreciate it, because you guys don't bash me publicly and make me look like a damn fool. But you're like, they send me, I'll get these really nice DMs like, hey, Cap, you know, not to, you know, pull your card or anything, but you kind of fucked up last night. You said this and you were totally fucking wrong. And then they'll send me charts and graphs and information and everything on how to unfuck myself. So I appreciate all of you guys doing that, and I'll try and keep things on the up and up. So anyway, without any more bullshit, let's bring Look Into Crypto on. Whoops. Hey, what's up, dude?
Good. How are you guys doing? Well, I'm sure everybody's doing phenomenal with the way the crypto markets are just pumping. So
let me just pull up my Staker app. Oh my gosh, I can't quit looking at it. It's so addictive.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I check the Staker app the first thing I do, because I have my phone next to me. Like every time I wake up in the morning, the first thing I check is the Staker app.
So I got my this long cable that I can roll all the way over into the bed, right? And then I lay my glasses and my phone right next to it, plugged in so that it's charging. I can fucking roll over and I can hit my fucking sick, man. It's sick. Oh man, look at those pumps. Good Lord, that's nice. Hi.
Whew,
So, Staker app. What has been going on with the crypto sphere, in your opinion? Look into crypto. Okay, so tell me what you've seen since Big Payday, because I don't know how much chain analysis you do or what. I know you do a lot of TA, but do you actually do any chain analysis and look at what's been happening the last few weeks?
So as far as like who's buying and selling, I personally don't do any of that kind of chain analysis. I look at Silver the Antidote's videos to get the main snippets of information. So that has been super helpful, because that's also like there's been really very, very good sources of information in his videos as far as like who's buying and who's selling.
Not when he showed your wallet, so
yeah.
Well, that's like it's because he I think in his most recent video he broke it down in terms of the percentages, in terms of the buying pressure, in terms of a percentage for like long-term holders versus short-term traders, and there was a lot of buying pressure from long-term holders, which was really awesome, because I didn't I didn't have a sense of like who's who's buying or selling. I just kind of look at how the charts end up forming with the candlestick patterns. But from what I've seen so far, the recovery after Big Payday has been like nothing short of incredible. Like the bounce back, it's back above major moving averages, like the 100-day, the 200-day. And when you see stuff like that happen, the momentum is very strong. Like it's indicating there's basically momentum that's eventually going to push the prices up, and it's setting up. I think there's going to be fireworks for the prices in 2021. Like it's one of the best chart setups I've ever seen. Like it's going to be a very parabolic, impulsive wave once it starts for Hex, and it's close. That's why I don't really understand like I guess for people that are just trying to like flip on like Uniswap or whatever, they're maybe just not really paying attention as much to the long-term growth. But I agree with DCC, is you want to basically get those people shaken out earlier at lower prices, because there's some pressure now. It's not as detrimental on the price as opposed to later. So by all means, like I'm very happy if there's any short-term whales that sell into the market now, because it's just going to be better for price appreciation later. And in terms of getting that information, I would say Silver the Antidote's videos, and then I think there's kind of a slight overlap where the really good snippets of information from his videos end up in the Hex Telegram. So I'll occasionally look at the Hex Telegram, because there's a bunch of guys doing chain analysis in there, and they'll break it down in terms of the top wallets that are selling. And there was somebody that posted basically the top wallets in terms of like whales that have stakes coming out. So it just kind of helps you get a better idea as to when you finally get these breakouts. Because the difference is like normally when you're doing TA is like you see an opportunity, so you dollar cost average. The difference is like with the chain analysis, for people that are really going into fine detail with that, is you can really get a pretty decent probability as to when that impulsive wave is going to start. And so far, like I if I had to put like a timeline in it, I think it's going to be sometime before like the end of January, where the price basically just goes to like new all-time highs. Like if any coins that get sold off are going to get bought. Like it is 100% going to get bought. It's going to go to new all-time highs. It's going to outperform most of the market in Q1. So the Hex is doing exactly. It's doing exactly what, in terms of the overall setup, it's doing exactly what I was expecting leading into 2021. In terms of the rest of the market, Bitcoin and Ethereum they're moving faster than I originally expected, but that will also help out the price of Hex, because whatever price Ethereum moves up percentage wise, at the very least you get that same percentage increase on the Hex price, plus you get kind of those huge boosts relative on the Hex to ETH pair. So as long as Ethereum is, even if Ethereum ends up going sideways or pulling back, like to me, it doesn't really change what Hex is going to do in 2021. So I would say whoever used, after the big payday, that accumulated coins after the big payday is going to see some serious gains in 2021. I have very high confidence Hex is going to be, again, basically outperform basically the entire market. There's really only two coins that I kind of put like at maybe, and I'm not going to show like any other coins on the stream, but Hex to me is easily a candidate for a top performer for 2021. I just don't really see any other coins like in the crypto space that are gonna, it's really just be able to keep up in terms of the percentage gains. Like it's ridiculous. Like it literally, it's already almost back in the top 10. Like it's, and I'm yeah, the opportunity, I'll say it again, the opportunity is like now. Like you don't want to be the one panic buying after there's a huge breakout. So, and there are going to be people that sell like before a breakout. Happens all the time.
Always. I
Yep.
mean, it's insane, man. I mean, yeah, you're right. We're at 11 right on Nomics. We're number 11 right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just if we go to 90% of a penny, we beat Chainlink.
Yeah, it's gonna push back into the because right now, I mean, the price has been going up a lot recently, but it's gonna pump way harder once it. I mean, this is like kind of a little teaser as to what's really gonna happen, and it's following Ethereum's fractal very closely now. It's so similar to what Ethereum did after that COVID sell-off. Like literally it's the same, it's almost the same, it's basically the same exact chart. You had Ethereum fell below its major moving averages. It had a huge sell-off. It had huge buying pressure that took it back above those major moving averages. It consolidated above there. And then now you had basically a huge impulsive wave that took Ethereum from less than $300 to now over $700 now. And in terms of the Hex price, like it can very quickly go from something like half a penny, which even what is it now? Is it like 8/10 of a penny right now, or 80% of a penny?
Yeah.
80%
roughly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like for the price of Hex, like this can very easily make a big move to like 10 cents much faster than people are expecting. Like
we
that's
were at 8.8.
Yeah.
We are at 8.8 at one point today.
Yeah.
I mean,
so are you saying we can get to 10 cents?
10
Oh, absolutely.
Cents. 10
Like,
cents.
Hey,
Hey,
that's like
I'm calling $50 Hex. I don't know when, but I'm calling $50 Hex. It's going to go to $50. Period. End of story. It will go to $50. You watch. The pressure is going to be so freaking intense. There's no more AA, man. There's no more AA. The whales are dumping. The dumpers are dumping. The stakers are staked. I mean, and the OA is fucking fat, man. The OA is so fat.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I hope you guys are staking.
Like you said, like Looking Crypto just said, it's set up. It's like fucking set up for, I mean, good Lord.
Me and Look into Crypto, we were this is such an interesting conversation we were having. What was it, a couple days ago when we were talking about the T-shares to ETH ratio?
Yeah.
Dude, when he showed me the chart you created, I was like, wow. Because like, I mean, we had always said, because we were saying that T-shares are obviously are deflationary and they keep getting rarer over time. And we were just saying, like, one day, it's gonna be worth more than a T-share worth more than a Bitcoin. But then we were like, but what's possible, like, short term, right? And then when you showed me that chart, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, you're right. I was like, it's doing a 10x every single time. It's insane.
Yeah.
Do you have that chart or no?
I do. Yeah, actually, let me pull up that.
So when I just said $50 Hex, I know that kind of like was like sounded like Super Moon Boy. But when you look at Hex, when you look at crypto and how shitty it is and how shitty everything is out there, All these coins that have held the attention of so many people like XRP for so fucking long. So much financial energy went into that bullshit ass fucking scam crap. And now there's more money in crypto than ever has been. Well, I mean, I think our market cap's still under I mean, I guess market cap is getting exposed by Hex anyway, by the way. So, I mean, so you look at all the shit that's been tossed around out there, for instance, and no offense, bud, but Litecoin is fucking trash. And that shit went up to 30, 35, 45, 50 bucks. What was it? 35 bucks at it? No, it was higher than that, right? It went all the way up to 80 or something, right?
When? Like,
I don't fucking.
You mean all-time highs? Or
Yeah,
when?
yeah. When did Litecoin? What was its all-time high?
420.
All-time high was 420.
420. Yep.
Son of a bitch! I didn't know it went up that fucking high.
Everything pumps, baby. Shit. I mean, see
what I'm saying though, and it's garbage. It's garbage, and it can sit around at $30-$40 all this time now. I mean, what is it right now? What's fucking?
It's like
$130.
Yeah.
It's what?
It's $130 right now.
$130. Why can't Hex go to $50? Serious.
Yeah,
Serious.
I'm not saying it can't. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it can. You know, you got 10% of the people that are in Hex right now that are actually using Hex properly, that are staked out, you know. And there's so much value in it still. There's so much fucking value. The people that are staked out right now are sucking up APY like you wouldn't fucking believe right now. We're like dry ass sponges that just got dumped in a bucket. You know what I mean?
What's it at right now? 38% or something? That's something that's crazy. If you understand how much 38%, if we can maintain that 35% a year.
3803 right now.
Damn.
That's sick. It's sick.
Yeah. And the supply that's coming in, and this is probably where like a lot of people get confused that are not familiar with how the APY for Hex for the stakers versus just the inflation, like the market itself sees, the 3.69%, because the 40% APY that the staker class is getting overall, like if you look at what that adds in terms of the total market supply, there's really not much like selling pressure you actually get from that APY, because all that matters is like you have 3.69% yearly inflation, but then the staker class, depending on their T-shares, is getting they're able to get a really high APY because of how much of a network share they have. So like when people see, like oftentimes when people see like the APY on coins, they'll see, oh, like this has a really high APY, so that means there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. But that's like the whole thing with Hex, is it's the exact like it's that's like kind of the thing that often gets overlooked, because most coins, when you see an APY like that, it ends up being like a 40% inflation. But in the case for Hex, like that 40% APY the staker class is getting is in the grand scheme of things, it's not that many coins that even can enter the market. Plus you have all the supply locking with like a close to a 5-year stake minimum, or on average, I'm sorry. And then and on top of that, like I think it takes I think it's either 9 or it was somewhere close to, it was either 9 or 18, one of those two numbers. I don't remember. I did the calculation in terms of how long it would take for the supply of Hex to double, and the inflation is like, it's relative to the amount of like money printing, it's a low inflation in my minds. It's really not high at all. I mean, most coins, like even going back to Litecoin has higher inflation than Hex, like today. So because Litecoin's around, like it's somewhere between 4 to 5. It's closer to 4%, but Hex has 3.69%, but it has really such amazing supply locking that these other coins simply don't have. Like even Ethereum doesn't have, like it has the inflation coming in, but that's constant selling pressure entering the market. Right. Whereas like in this case, you have 3.69%, but really the market doesn't even see that doesn't really see that until you get like
hidden,
yeah. So it's like, it's incredible. Like I think
internal inflation, it's like growing within the it's not out there liquid, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful.
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely.
Eshtar, thank you for the diamond. And thank you for your last diamond, your last lemon. He said, the last of my lemons ever. Good for you. You're getting addicted to them, I guess.
I don't even think like $2 hex is impossible to cycle. $3 is possible. Totally possible.
Oh yeah. Look how fast things go up.
If it goes like exactly like kind of Richard was saying when he said that this bull market's gonna last 3 years, do you know we're at the beginning of the bull market like right now, barely 3 years? Do you know how much money that is?
Yeah, and we're gonna be making new whales. That's what Richard said. New whales. Crypto is going to be making new millionaires and billionaires, and there's billionaires in crypto. How many of them we got? A couple of them, few of them. I mean, I know that. Let's see, the Winklevosses are right, aren't they?
Oh yeah, the Winklevoss, Tim Draper. There's a bunch of other people.
So there's a handful of them, and they did it on shit coins too. So they haven't seen anything like Hex yet, and they haven't seen anything like the amount of financial energy that's coming into crypto right now. And Hex is going to take, if Hex takes the number one spot, which it is, it's designed to do that. It's designed to come after your ass, cryptos. That's what it's doing. It's coming after. It's eating your market cap's ass. I mean, it's tearing it up. And it was designed to do that, and it's exposing that whole thing. So that's why I think the exchanges are really scared, because they're like, oh shit, we got exposed to this whole, market share thing. But I mean, and like, will the real bunga please stand up? Just said there are 2,100 billionaires in the world. I don't know if that's correct, but $50 hex would make me in the dolphin class a billionaire. I don't think adding the 800 dolphins as billionaires makes sense. Crypto doesn't have to make sense, bud. It never has. It never will. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. And who's to say that the world is not ready for a bunch of new billionaires, a bunch of new crypto billionaires?
Look what the heck new class. $38 million to get Hex to $1.
38 million to get it to one.
That's not that much.
It's really not. It's not. It may seem like a lot of money, but
38 million ain't fucking shit, man. Nothing. That ain't nothing. Shit. Like I said, there's a motherfucker that if he woke up with 38 million, he'd jump out of a fucking building if that's what his account looked like. Straight to the fucking concrete if he only had $38 million. There's a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money moving around that's been sitting around stagnant for a long ass fucking time, man. There's a lot of big money stagnant, and they've been printing the shit out of this stuff too. And the people that spend the money don't have the money. People that hoard the money have the money right now. And the people that hoard the money are going to start dumping it into things that are going to start making more money because they're addicted to that shit. They're addicted to price go up on things. They're addicted to investments. They're addicted to APY. I'm telling you, man, once they get a sniff of this APY shit, man, they're going to jump right into it. Right into it. I mean, damn, where can you put money and get 38 APY? It just doesn't exist.
Dude, there's literally like we're on track probably to have like 20% inflation on the dollar for the next 2-3 years. Do you know how much of that our dollar's going to drop like that? I mean, and every other currency as well. So that means that's a lot of money out here just rolling around looking for a place to protect itself. And I think a lot of dollars are going to go into cryptocurrencies and a lot are going to go into Hex. That's for sure. I mean, our community is fucking savage.
Awesome.
Will you tell me about you like so much about Hex?
You want to go into that? I guess conversation. So okay, all right. So here's the thing with the Hex community. What I observe from the Hex community is from a top level view, you have a lot of you have a lot of people in the military, and generally speaking, those people are also disciplined. They have you have a bunch of weak hands that enter cryptocurrency. You have a bunch of we called it a lot of ETH boys, even though I think Ethereum is going to do amazing, but it's true. Let's be honest here. So it's just kind of you have different groups of people, and Hex has the best community for just price, basically just keeping the price up, not having as much like selling pressure. Like it's wonderful. So you literally have like the best possible whales that could potentially be in this like entire ecosystem. Like you are going to have whales that obviously like sell or like FUD out. There's always going to be those people, but in terms of the percentages, I would expect that overall, I think the whales in Hex, I think there's going to be a larger percentage of them that make it long term, as opposed to some of these other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because of the class of investors that are entering Hex specifically. It's the best community I see in crypto, like in terms of the like just having those strong hands in the community. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, the coin itself and Richard have, you know, built in all those good behaviors, and it has, and we've talked about this before just recently, it's drawn in those people, the people that are attracted to, you know, saving, to hodling, to, you know, delayed gratification, all of those things. You know, every person that comes on the stream and we talk in depth. I mean, we've had our traders pop in and out of here. But for the most part, these people have that same mentality that you're talking about, and they've created and they've developed the community because of that, you know, and it's just rubbed off on everybody. And anybody who's come in here new has, you know, grown into the community, or anybody that has been around trading but was interested in Hex has been actually, you know, kind of infiltrated into it and changed their mindset and learned more about what a share is and how valuable that is and what it means to their long-term future, you know. And, you know, we even talk about physical health and your mental health and all that stuff in the community. I mean, it's really, really taken on a whole fucking life of its own that I don't think Richard anticipated. But I mean, we've got Maddie out there, you know, talking about people's mental health on a regular basis and putting, you know, our first Hex crypto convention, virtual convention together. We've got Joe Exotic out there talking addiction recovery. We've got all the streamers out there. We've got European streams. We've got Australian streams. We've got from all walks of life. Everybody's out there. We've got guys like Silver that are literally going in, and I mean freaking proctology exams on people's wallets and shit.
Yep.
And I mean, this motherfucker, you don't want Silver on your shit, man. Get the fuck away, dude. Holy shit. And he goes in there and he analyzes the whole thing. And it's like you can't hide. Like the whales can't hide. We know what they're doing. We know what their behaviors are. I mean, some of them, he's exposed a lot of their behaviors outside of crypto and you know who they are, what the kind of things that they're doing, without actually doxing them. But but I mean, it's like nobody has ever had this type of power in crypto, in trading. Period. I mean, in trading. Period. You have we have the power to see exactly where people's money is moving, how it's moving within the ecosystem. And then, you know, and then all you have to do is know the game, stake long, stake large, and then wait for your returns and then DCA out of it. And you win while you watch everybody else, you know, fuck around and create fuckery and stuff. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And you don't even have to lose shares, dude. If you're laddered correctly, dude, I'm only going up in shares, man. I haven't lost a single.
That's my goal. I want to go up in shares. I want to see if I can actually collect, accumulate, and go up in shares and build my shares to a certain point. There's a certain level I want to hit in shares, and I'm hoping that I can pull that off. And
you've seen the Wolf of Wall Street when he's like, "I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going." That's how these shares are. You easily can. Like, I mean, it's. Like I've said this before, but like you have 100,000 hex stake come out done. It's like 12 T shares for a 1-year stake. You just take the original 100,000, stake it out 10 years, 7, anywhere in that range, and you'll end up with like on a you know a 10-year stake, turning a 1 to a 10-year stake. It's turned into 18 shares, T shares from 12. Yeah. So I've gained 6 on top of that, and I've got all this interest here. I can do whatever I want to. And it's been, just to let you know, it's been like 60,000 hex on 100,000 hex for a 1-year stake.
Hey, let me jump in the chat real quick. Hey, Navi Hex, thanks for the Ninja Guinea, bro. Hexicans together strong, he says. You got that right, bud. Thanks, man. Thanks for the Ninja Guinea. Maddie Allen, delayed gratification. Yep. Thanks for the diamond. Let's see. Hex Toshi, ice creams, Swearworks, ice creams, Ross Hex, ice creams. I got your number, Ross. You watch yourself, boy. Let's see. Joe Hexotic just dropped another diamond on our Hex community is better than any monetary gain. You know what? I agree. I've made some damn good friends already. And, I talk to them on a regular basis. I got my buddy DC here. Me and Look Into Crypto are going to go have lunch pretty soon here. Cause I drive by where he practices hockey every morning. So we got to go hang out. Yeah. I got something on you, Ross. Don't think that I'm watching you, boy. And I got Liberty calling me tonight, hanging out, and Hexo is like freaking my bud, man. I mean, this thing has turned into something really, really cool. The community is really cool. Everybody's been awesome. Watching all the streamers bloom now and freaking grow, like Brand. I mean, fucking Brand's throwing it down now, man. I mean, I thought I was on a DS stream last night when I was on Brand's channel. He had everybody lined up there. I was like, oh shit, look at this, look at these guys. And then Craig Grant jumped in there and wanted to whatever on that dude. But this community is strong, man, and it's getting stronger. And I don't think we've seen anything yet in the community either. I think we got more room to grow too, as far as how all of our streams morph and change, like the stuff you and I have been talking about doing for the community. And man, I think it's going to be good.
Definitely. And it just compounds too. And it's also some of the best advertising is just all-time highs and new price going up.
Yep.
Magic.
What Brian Magruder just said, and you can stake just half your principal for 10 years and get the same amount of shares.
Yeah. So
this is the time to increase your T shares.
Yes, it is. So there is a strategy where you could take it's like 40% of your principal plus all your interest payments, and you can keep that, and you just restake 60%, which is your principal. So if I had 100,000 hex, I would restake 60,000 to 50,000 hex, and I would have to restake it out 10 years or 9 years, 11, 12, 15, and you would get 12 to 11, roughly almost the same amount of T shares, and then you keep a lot more. But we're in this weird Goldilocks zone right now where if you just at least do principal, which is the 100,000 I talked about, you get even more than what you started with. So you're going up. Like I'm just going up in ranks right now. Every time I get a stake, I'm just like, cool, boom, put this in the pocket, restake this out. I'm just going up. I mean, it's just like up and to the right, the T-share count. I mean, it's crazy, dude. And some days I don't have even stakes coming out, and I just keep going up in ranks because people are just not staking it. So I mean, it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them because what Look Into Crypto is going to talk about a little bit later of what's going to happen to the T-shares. Holy shit. And not just in the number of hex you need to make a T-shirt. I'm talking about just the raw USD value in order even to buy one. Holy crap, dude. I mean, everyone's going to be kicking themselves in the ass for like, why the hell did I not just there's one thing where a person didn't know. That's ignorance, right? That's fine. If you didn't, someone who did not know about hex, obviously it's like getting mad at yourself for not getting into Bitcoin when it was like 50 cents or a quarter. Well, yeah, you didn't even fucking know about it. You can't even be mad. Like you didn't know about it. But somebody that was in hex had a couple hundred T-shares, 1,000 T-shares, 10,000 T-shares, and just squandered it. Man, bro. Man, that's gonna be rough, dude. That's gonna be just don't get into drinking.
And what's cool about the laddering system and then restaking and keeping your shares is that you're creating generational wealth now. It's like it's perpetual. Now it's perpetual. Once you've accumulated and you start to you keep moving that stuff out, and you're staked out into your 8 to 10 years or whatever it takes to retain your shares, then I mean you're just gonna be able to keep perpetually rolling it out. and teach your heirs how to use it so they don't fuck it up when you die. It's like, oh yeah, let's what's this end stake button here? Kink.
Yeah. Hexologists are still like, how you laddered? Daily? Well, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there's I've discovered
What's in your ladder?
What's in your ladder? Yeah. So yeah, I'm almost out of that daily phase. It was supposed to be daily, but I was like, I had a couple days in there, like some weeks where it's just I must have not staked that day. But then it goes back to dailies. After, when is it? Probably like mid-January, February. It just turned into monthlies after that point. Once I learned the error of my ways from my compatriots in Hex, but it's actually pretty cool, dude. Like the 1 year suck or the 2 years suck, right? But man, I don't care about like unstaking some of those dailies in the 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 years or 15-year stakes was gonna be nice. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, no, the daily stakes sounded like a good idea when nobody was using the Ethereum network. Yeah, that's true. But hey, man, at least you got. It's better to have them than not have them, man. For real.
Okay, so Tom Bombadillo just donated a Ninja Guinea. Thank you, by the way. He asks a very interesting question. He says, "How does Hex handle an SEC suit like what's happening to XRP or other crypto crackdowns?" Well, I don't know exactly what XRP suit is and what they're coming after XRP for. I'm not sure what violation.
For being a security, or just for essentially doing an ICO and then distributing these coins to people unlawfully to their users, essentially. So they probably let a lot of U.S. investors who weren't, I'm guessing that weren't, what's that word called? It's like accredited investors get into the ICO, and then so basically they're just mad that a bunch of normal people made money.
Yeah. So here's the thing: the Hex is decentralized.
Right.
Like crypto or Hexo just said. So the SEC couldn't really come after it. It's like Bitcoin. It's built like Bitcoin. It's done. It's a completed product. There is no project. There is no money being handed over for somebody doing something for you. There is no work being done. There is nothing. And that's called the Howey test. So if you really want to understand it deeply, and I'm not going to be the one to try and fuck it up and explain it here, but there are certain legs of the Howey test that you have to comply by so that the SEC stays off your ass. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to watch you. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be taking a look at it. But if they can't do anything about it, if it's within the bounds of the law, then it's safe. But we've all known for a very long time, we've all warned, we've all stayed away from that XRP shit, and we knew what was going to happen eventually. I don't know. I thought they were paying people off. I don't know what was going on over there, but they were getting away with it for some reason. So I always assumed it was the Fed coin. That's what I thought XRP was, because nobody was ever, cracking down on it. I was like, well, fuck, I guess, as long it's who I guess, and that's what I thought. But
I mean, the US just got away with the fucking slap on the wrist. So we were like, everyone thought, well, I guess they're going to get away with it, I guess. Yeah.
And any other crypto that's been hit like this has only been slapped on the wrist, has only been fined and went back into, they're not gone. Only the scams are gone, and their coins still sit on the blockchain, but they're done, of course. But, doesn't all of these scams that they've the guys who've gone to jail and things like that. Those guys are all gone, but of course, but all the other coins like, EOS, they just got fined and they're back, everything's all back to normal and they're still going down and all that kind of stuff, Their
coin has good shit, dude. At all. EOS was such a oh my God, horrible coin. Useless. Like all that money, they didn't do shit.
Well, didn't you say they cashed it out onto Bitcoin?
Yeah.
They hedged against it, I guess.
So that happened. Well, I'm speculating this happened. I don't know if this is true, but this kind of happened with. It looks like something similar to that may have happened with Tezos recently too, because like you have the those that are still holding that coin, like there's a speculation that like the founders basically just like dumped, like you basically had a huge supply dump on Tezos. Like it got annihilated. Like it was bad. Like Tezos was it had a lot of hype, I remember, in 2019, and then it just got completely nuked. And that's the part that sucks with like these other coins is like there is no chain analysis. Like you can't see what's going on. Like all this information that is available for Hex is not available like on these other coins like Ripple, like Tezos, EOS, like all this stuff. Like there's just way more question marks with a lot of the stuff where you're left guessing. Whereas like the amount of inputs you have for Hex is amazing. Like that's the other thing that's really interesting is the amount of coverage you can have just for the on-chain data on Hex already gives more content and just information to share with people either in the community or for people that are interested in learning about Hex. There's just more data, which is it's an opportunity to really like kind of promote a lot of different ideas, and it's incredible. Like there's more and more. I've never seen such like an in-depth overview on like with the on-chain data in any other coin. Like any other coin period that only exists in Hex. Like Hex.vision, amazing. Like it's incredible what you can see and how you can plan around that over a very long period of time. So that's already that's already perfect for there's just more data to give confidence to people, especially people that are new, because the problem with like the existing crypto community is you have people that are biased towards their like whatever coin they're holding. So even though there's all the XRP stuff going on, you'll still have like diehard XRP holders. Like they will like go to the grave in some way, like holding that coin. Like maybe it works out for them. I have no idea. But you have a lot of these like biases that are really hard to break through in the existing crypto community. And then you have, people that are in between that FOMO into like big green candles, which they are going to do on Hex. There's going to be so much FOMO on that. But then for new people that are coming in, there's just more interesting stuff like with Hex. So because I always see the argument on like or an attempt to like make an argument on Twitter that there's like no utility or something like that. But at the end of the day, cryptocurrencies are a belief system, and there's more information to have like a better just to have a better belief system for Hex compared to like all these other coins that are just, most of them, 99% of them are just promises, and you're just basically hoping for like a speculative hype on a lot of stuff that may or may not materialize. So it's amazing.
It's roulette wheel shit, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is roulette wheel shit. You can I guess enhance your chances a little bit by trying to study some of the information that's out there to trade on those stupid things, but that's not what crypto was meant to be. I mean, that was a byproduct of how crypto needed a use case. It needed a use case, so trading became its use case. That's all trading was, is a use case for crypto. Because like you said, you got to have a belief in it. Well, if it's not going to work as a currency, if none of them have anything to offer, if all of their projects that they talked about in 2016 and 17 were really just pie in the sky bullshit fucking dreams, if all of this crap that crypto was supposed to bring, fell on broken promises, then speculating and trading was all that was left. So they picked up that bag and they ran with it. And that's what crypto has turned into. And it's sad. It's a sorry state of affairs for crypto. But that's what it's been. And somebody said in there, the only two cryptos, and I don't know if this is true, the only two cryptos that are guaranteed not securities by the SEC, I guess, is Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's what it says. So I think that we're going to have a number 3, which is going to be Hex, because
I'm not sure about the Ethereum one.
It's more functional.
Right.
It's as functional as Ethereum as far as use case goes, and it is as solid. Well, it's more solid and more secure than Bitcoin. So it is the crypto. It is the crypto, period. And just people haven't figured that out yet. Just us, and they're calling us the crazies and the cult and the weirdos. But we're the people that are. Look at our streams. Our streams aren't about us, coming on here and trying to hype things and pump things. We are educating people as to what fucking Hex is. It is the most transparent, most secure, most uptime, biggest pumping crypto ever to fucking hit the planet on the world's fastest appreciating and largest appreciating asset ever seen. That's what we got our hands on. And you wonder why we're excited about it. You wonder why we talk the way we do, why we're so happy and fucking, trying to spread the word, because you don't have to keep doing what you're doing, people. It's insanity out there. There's that saying, you keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You're insane. All of you, if you're out there trading and fucking doing that, playing that same game and getting wrecked over and over and over again, it's insanity. Stop the fucking insanity and look at Hex and do your own research.
Yep.
Figure it out. But you will, if you are worth your salt at all in crypto, you will see what Hex is as soon as you start unpeeling it. And a lot of people just don't. They don't spend the time to look at it. Like a lot of these trader people that we get in our community, like for instance, like Nagabo. Nagabo jumped in on Hex because he saw some pumps. He saw some excitement. And then we started talking, T-shares and stuff to him. And he was like, the fuck are you guys talking about? Now he's making videos going, oh, fuck, I see the light on this shit. Look at my Hex. And see, he saw the result because he staked and he was like, fuck, man, I didn't get no big payday. I got one bitch instead of two. Fuck this, man. This is fucked up. The dump here. Look at this shit's dumping. It looked like every other crypto to him. It looked like every other thing that it fucking promised this and promised that. And he thought that's how he was going to make his gains. But because of being in the community for the little bit that he staked. And now that he's starting to see the rewards of that stake, the APY, the fucking pump, all this stuff that's happening now, he's like, oh shit. And now he's making videos going, I see the light. I see this shit now. Now I see what it is. So, everybody gets to, get there, have their awakening in their own way or whatever. But once these traders, even these traders, once they get a piece of this, once they get a taste of it, they ain't going to want none of that other bullshit no more.
And Nagabo actually was talking all kinds of shit about XRP right now. I just saw him on Twitter. He was like, yeah, it's sure green over here on Hexland. I'm telling you, man. I mean, every time we've converted or gotten anyone from another coin community over to Hex, they haven't been sorry. Literally, it's been, if they can just get past a little, because it's just like everything. Like obviously, it's everything. It cools off, right? Well, you can make it past that cool off period. You're freaking happy. How many people we were? I mean, I think what was it? Yeah, we were on stream when I think there was during the 24-hour when the price touched 19% of a penny for a little bit. I didn't catch that low. I know Hexo did. I bought it at maybe like 22, 23. I mean, I'm sitting on a 4x right now. Hexo's probably sitting on a 5 right now, or whatever it was, So I've just been saying, like, you stick around long enough in this thing, you're gonna be pretty happy, and it's life-changing money. I mean, I talk to people all the time in Hex that it's like they've gone 6 figures for the first time in their life. Like, yeah, I got a 6-figure bag staked out. I'm ready to go. And he's like, I'm ready to turn this thing into 7 figures.
Yeah. Let's see 8. I'm ready for 8.
8, baby. Oh.
Oh, I'm sitting on a good 6, if you know what I mean, Hexo says.
Oh, man.
So, I'm looking at the chat here, guys.
There's a funny comment from Will.
What you put?
He just his comment on Cardano is pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. Guys, Cardano will be amazing when it comes out in 2045. Yeah, they fucking. Oh shit! Almost forgot. So hey, almost forgot half a bitch right here. So, hey, look at the crypto. Could you show us the what's called the chart you did for the share price to ETH?
Sure. Yeah. Let me see if I could do a share screen here.
If you go into the share screen and there's like some, you can click on the Chrome tab. You can essentially kind of pick just to show that, so you don't have to show your whole screen.
Yeah, you just do the
Yeah, because there's two. There's the application window, which will show just everything, like everything, and
Right.
then just
there's
show.
an entire screen. The application window will actually just show that app.
Yeah, no Pornhub Premium. No, it won't show Bang Bros or anything like that stuff. No,
Got it.
fans. We're safe here. This
None
is
of
a
your nude.
All right, here it is. Let me. So I'm flipping between the tabs right now. Are you able to see the chart I have on the screen? Okay. So, by the way, I grabbed the raw data for this chart. I grabbed off of Graph. I think it's Graph Hex.
Yep, graphics.
It was originally I think it was originally hex.info. So, what I did is I grabbed the raw data and then I looked at the data on a log chart. So generally speaking, like whenever you're looking at financial assets, log charts are always the way to look at it because for example, like if whatever price point you're looking at the chart, you always look at it in terms of like a 10x scale at like the next tick mark on the log chart. So if you notice back when Hex first if you notice like back when Hex first launched back towards like the tail end of 2019, the T share to ETH ratio was about 1%, so 0.01. And then since then, there was that huge expansion wave that took the T share price above 0.1 ETH per T share. It actually peaked close to, I think this was around like somewhere around 0.3 to 0.4 at the peaks. So what I'm expecting is the next expansion wave for the T shares could very easily bring the T share to ETH ratio above 1 ETH per T share. Ooh. And then if you consider the price valuation for Ethereum this cycle, because Ethereum can very easily go to a multi-thousand dollar coin this cycle, you get to levels where somebody could be paying $9,000 per T share. So the expansion waves are pretty massive, and there is going to be a wide range like on the T share. So for example, if you get a huge wave that brings it up to like, I'm just going to throw a random number out, but let's say 1.5 ETH per T share, you'll basically get like a new range kind of similar to what we're seeing now, where it could basically oscillate between, let's say, 1.5 to 3/4 of an ETH per T share. But all that really matters is, on the grand scheme of things, the macro trend is going up on the T shares as we're seeing on the log chart. So I won't be surprised to see the T share price exceed past Ethereum this cycle. So when people are saying, let's say, at a certain point you could have a higher T share price than Bitcoin, it is possible just based on the growth of what we're seeing now on the log chart. And the first one you'll see overtaken is Ethereum. You'll see the T share price exceed Ethereum. And then at a later point in time, after there's enough price history, after shaking people out of the market, like after tons of consolidation, I won't be surprised to see a floor at some later point in time where it's holding above 1 ETH per T share. And then really the sky's the limit, because this is about a year after launch. I mean, it's crazy just how much the T share per ETH ratio is going up, and it's very possible we just see absolutely mind-blowing numbers this cycle for a single T share. So that's why I will say again, like over and over again, and I haven't ran the numbers again recently, but it's going to cost, like, just in the short term, this is short term, it'll actually go much higher than this. It's going to cost somebody like $20,000 just to hit, let's say, a bare minimum squid with a minimum of like a 10 to 15 year stake length in very near future. And it's going to shoot way past that. So if you analyze the brackets, you start to get a sense of how expensive it is to, let's say, have a certain share of the network, and why like it's super important to get those kinds of deals now while they're there. And granted, you have to plan around that with the with the stakes, because if you're doing a 10-year stake, then obviously you're committed to that 10-year stake. unless you want to nuke your entire balance if you to do like an emergency unstake. But in the case for the T shares, generally, if you look back at Bitcoin as a reference point, those that manage to hold on the longest over very long periods of time are oftentimes the most successful. And this is true for like any asset, like regardless of cryptocurrencies, the same like in any financial market. Like generally the holders over long periods of time are going to beat out short-term speculators, short-term flippers, all that stuff. It's just going to play out that way. So those that are planning out, you know, well, like years ahead, RG3 just he mentioned it, where you get to a point where you have just income, like perpetual income coming in, and it's going to be as expensive as shit for somebody to even compete like at these similar levels later on. Right. So the opportunity is to get into these higher bands compared to what you saw with Bitcoin. The opportunity is this cycle to plan ahead for that, because people next cycle are not going to, there's going to be a new baseline established, similar to the baseline that was established with Ethereum. Ethereum went from cents to $1,400, and then it had a bear market bottom close to $80. And let's say it hovered between 1 to 300 in the bear market, and that was the baseline. So you get these huge market cycles, you get a new baseline, and the new baseline for HEX could very well be multiples higher in price than what we're seeing now. Like the consolidation range HEX is in now, when Ethereum broke out, it's the same exact chart setup. When Ethereum broke out of its consolidation, same chart setup in the first cycle, it did not return to those prices. Even in the bear market, it was multiples higher. I think it was like $14 for like Ethereum in its consolidation. And then you had like a wick to $80, which didn't even last long for Ethereum. So you were still like 5 to 6x higher compared to the price, like the average price in this trading range that people on Uniswap are maybe just, you know, flipping in and out. And then you have like people like the accumulators that are pulling supply out of the market. And after that, like people are going to buy, you know, at 10 cents or whatever the next baseline is. It's going to happen.
So what you're saying is that the HEX price, just basing out of what you just said right now, where the current price is. So what you're saying is that we could get an all-time low in the bear market of like 3 cents, 4 cents.
Yes.
Like, wow.
I think, yeah. And the thing with like Uniswap is you can have, let's say, like, you know, like these crazy wicks where it wicks to like, I honestly, I don't really count wicks on the chart as like, because it to me, a wick is just, there's like a peak point of like just selling pressure that's just very brief, but you have these support levels, and you're going to have like, by the time we're even in the next bear market, there's going to be ways, and there might even be ways to do this now. I'm not sure if there is, but there's going to be opportunity for people to set buy orders at certain price levels, and people are going to be setting price orders in ranges that they think it might wick to, and then you just get this huge, that's why wicks don't even really count. Like you saw it with Bitcoin when it wicked to like $3,800 after COVID. I mean, it went to those levels for like 1 to 2 minutes, and then you had huge buying pressure that shot the price back up to like $5,000. So in terms of like a steady price level, it can very easily be hovering at 3 to 4 cents like during the next like bear market. And even then, like just do the math in terms of how much, just take 3 to 4 cents and then just see how much more X's that is on the amount of interest that you're coming in terms of like a USD valuation or whatever fiat currency you're pegged to. So it's crazy even now, like when I look at the Staker app, even at like half a cent, like it's like whatever I was generating, whatever is being generated in terms of HEX was like, everything else was a total joke in terms of like the amount of yield that was coming in. So yeah, and the people that there's gonna be enough people that plan out 15 to 20 years. Again, I say it, like HEX has a very disciplined community. Like again, military community, very disciplined in relation to like other communities that I've seen. And this is even just behavior I've noticed just outside of cryptocurrency. Because like, for example, in the hockey world, there's also a lot of guys that are in the military, and I've noticed like their general lifestyle, they're more when they say they're going to do things, generally speaking, like there's a higher probability that they actually do what they're going to say compared to some other people that are just more fair weather. So you have like the right combination of people. And I think it goes back to what DCC and RG3 were saying in terms of Hex attracting that is like a hard, basically just a really good baseline for this community to build off of. And I just see amazing stuff on Twitter every day. It's really an amazing community.
It is. It definitely is. Wow, dude. FOMO.
Yeah.
FOMO.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I told you Wasabi was the man, dude.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, when I woke up, it was great because like I was tired when I woke up, right? And then I look at the stake graph and I was like, whoa, like it was just like it's like sometimes I see that and I was like, damn, I just like snap out of like that morning sleepiness, like just looking at like a nice little surprise when you look at the staker app. So really great app. Like that thing is really awesome. Like, and that just even goes back to that. Like, do you see, like, how many communities do you see build, mobile, like just mobile apps for anybody to use? Like it's making things easier. Whereas like generally, recently I was trying to introduce somebody new to like cryptocurrency that I knew back in like college. And it's really difficult to onboard users into cryptocurrency in general. And what Hex is doing is it's making it easier for those kind of people. So everything is just better.
Yeah. You were talking about the community. Hexo just made a mention about the community too. I haven't seen anywhere in crypto where you have a member of the community dropping gifts on people like we have also. Today, Ski Cat just dropped 1.5 million hex on, I think, the Annette. I think she won 500,000 hex. I mean, that's significant. We gave away, 5,555,000 hex on one stream. And I think in total, we've given away 9.5 million hex on this stream alone from one of the community members that's donating to everybody within the community. So we've got Ski Cat, who is our anonymous gift giver, who's been dropping, and he's done and on the show here, he's done it. We had Crypty Girl come on, and she's new to Hex. She was new. She's got a new stream out there. She's a young lady out there hitting the crypto scene, and she's doing some good things out there. She's not some freaking trading shill or freaking exchange shill. None of that shit. She's not that. She's trying to really talk about crypto in a good way. And she got dropped a big bonus, and we had our big spin giveaway on the 24-hour where people got a bunch of hex. And on top of all that, so we got these generous community givers, and then we got Richard. And I was kind of touching on this earlier, but it's funny how he's been like dubbed the crown, prince of scam in crypto. I really don't understand how that is the case. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's because of what they maybe they really know what hex is, because for a guy like Richard, everything that he's done, if you go back and look at all of his streams and you really listen to everything that he's done and said and told people about, and the Sci-Vive book and the things that he's done, and even the shit talk he throws at people, and sometimes the boasting he does, I know it turns some people off, but it shouldn't turn people off to a point to where they've turned this guy into a scam, versus looking at what he does for the community and what he's done for crypto. I mean, what he's done for crypto is he literally saved crypto, because this pump right now that's going on, this could possibly destroy crypto, because this is all money that's coming in that doesn't really know what crypto is all about.
Right.
And nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from 2017 and 18. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that nothing has fucking changed. That there is still nothing but shit out there. The shit that was out there before that dumped on everybody's head, that crashed, that had a bear market and everybody was pissed off about. It's still there. It's still the same crypto. That nothing has changed. The only thing that's any different is Hex. That's the only thing that's different.
Right.
So Richard really, in reality, he saved all your asses out there from a fate. And you will, when the rats start scurrying off the ships of this thing, you will have a safe place to go. And that's going to be Hex. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be a safe place to go once the shit starts hitting the fan on all this stuff. I mean, I still don't know why people would put so much money into something that has the history and the problems that Bitcoin has had. I still don't know why Ethereum hasn't taken its crown position yet, because to be honest, it's the best thing that was going before Hex, but it still didn't get its props because of the maxes and the FUD and all that shit. I am gonna suppose.
It's coming, I think.
But Richard saved crypto, and you know, it's funny, we say all these things now, but history, we're on the right side of history. History will show that we said these things, and I'm glad that I get to get on stream and say these fucking things to you guys, and it's going to be truth, and it's going to be reality one day. Right now, people are laughing at us. People are laughing at this shit right now. But you know what? You ain't going to be laughing for long. You ain't going to be laughing forever, because Hex is going to be the story of how crypto was saved. You watch. Mark my words.
Damn, Skippy, man. I mean, it is sort of starting to change, man, because like you have some of these guys in the hedge fund world and stuff. With somebody like Raoul Paul and stuff. He's turned full ETH pool. That's all we need. We just need to change it's like a big ship, right? Have them move over to ETH, and then once they're in ETH, they'll just jump over.
Yep.
Yeah. Because these guys, I think people haven't. I mean, they're barely. I think people are starting. Some of the early guys, and the big money is starting to like, oh yeah, there's ETH. And as soon as the ETH pumps up, and the ETH gets big enough, right? They're like, what's the next thing? Whoa, Hex. Because most site and like what I've learned about now is like most of these big guys, they're not just looking at coin market cap. They're looking at an aggregate of all the coin markets cap sites when they do their research and everything. So we're on people's radars. That's for sure. I don't think just being in the top 10, or we're going to be in the top 10 really. I mean, I'd be surprised we're not in the top 10 within like a day or two. I mean, really, we're like 5% pump away from being in the top 10 right now on Nomics.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we'll be in the top 10. And here's something too that happens, right? So there's hedge funds that they have a strategy. Basically, it's almost like an ETF strategy, essentially, where they buy the top 20 consistently, right? So especially if we stay in the top 10 and the top 20 for a really long time, what's going to happen over time is you have these huge institutional buyers that are just buying the market, just indiscriminately, and that starts buying supply up. Right. So the longer and longer we stay in this top 20 position, top 10 position, the more Hex will become more scarcer and scarcer and scarcer because it's being bought up. Watch. It's like why all these companies fight tooth and nail to be in the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 is because you essentially have a buyer always in the market because they have to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun and exciting right now because price is going up and crypto is extremely crazy and all that. I'm thinking back to the days when we were kind of bearing along there a little bit, which I mean, in the scheme of things, I mean, Hex has only been around for a little over a year now. So, I mean, the bear markets were very, very what were they, like 3 months? We'd have a 3-month like sideways action or whatever. That was our bear market. But I remember the energy and everything that was happening at the time, you know.
Right.
And so I wonder really, you know, that these cryptos, they feed off of that energy, you know. And it seems like as the energy starts to come in and the money starts to come in and everybody starts to get excited and people start talking, the Twitter starts going and the streams start going, it creates even more excitement and more excitement and more excitement and more FOMO and more people get rolling. I find it interesting that these markets operate that way. I mean, it's all based on emotion, I guess. But they do. I mean, they function because of people's excitement and people getting all riled up about them. So I guess like Richard always says that, you know, Bitcoin pumping is a good thing. And so this institutional money that's coming into crypto right now is a good thing, even though I look at it as well, here's some more fucking plebs that are getting in that don't know anything about it. But those that Grayscale fund, I mean, you don't have control of your crypto, right? I mean, they've got it in and that's it, right? They've got like, what do they got? Like separate funds where you can like get into the one that has ETH in it, one that has Bitcoin in it, one that has a mixture of them. Is that what they got?
They have they have a managed fund, and they also have one like I actually looking at crypto is probably one of the most knowledgeable people on this whole thing. I know they do manage people's money, but they have a custody service. But a lot of the stuff they actually it's like tradable paper, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you pretty much have it right on. Like they have like the like the large cap fund where it's like a basket of a couple different assets, and then just the individual.
In one of those?
It is actually. Let me actually look up how much they have in XRP right now, because it is pretty. Oh wow, they actually have 22.6 million assets under management in XRP. So this number actually did like a 3x since there actually was accredited investors buying XRP that are now stuck with the XRP, because like the best they can really actually no, they're fucked right now because they can't they don't have depending on what the final ruling is, they don't really have an exchange they can sell their XRP on, because like I don't know what's gonna happen.
So explain that to me. So when you get into like this Grayscale fund, right? So it's like a brokerage firm, right? You go in, you say, hey, I want that one, or I want this one. You pull it off the shelf, right? And you have control of pulling out. It's obviously it's not like it's not a time lock or anything like that. You're just like a trading account or whatever, and you're in and out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That's correct. So like most of I would say a lot of so what happens is when an accredited investor, let's say, puts money into a Grayscale product, what they're able to do is buy the spot prices at the time they make the purchase. So let's just say they buy Ethereum at like $700 through what they call ETH. So in return for, let's say, if they buy, let's say, like 100 ETH worth of ETH, they get the equivalent amount of shares. And then there's a 6 to 12 month waiting period before they're allowed to take, let's say, that ETH and then move it over the counter, and then be able to buy and sell it on brokerages like TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Vanguard. So what it ends up doing is it's entirely a paper market, but it ends up behaving more like a derivative, because since the supply right now is choked off on these brokerages, you end up getting these huge premiums to get, let's say, a Grayscale product. Like, for example, today, for anybody that bought Ethereum through, let's say, TD Ameritrade through ETH, they were paying over $2,000 per ETH to buy that Grayscale product. And there's people that don't know this. Like, there's literally like it's and there's not any information for, honestly, like, you just have the ticker and like you can buy it, and people are gonna get really super wrecked. There was already people that got majorly wrecked on the ETH premium, because I think it was sometime in 2019, the premium was at 1,000%. and it crashed. It was horrible. Like it crashed all the way down to 55%. And then it recently had a big bounce up to close to 400% on the premium. I'm not sure if the premium's still going to go up, but you know, if you are buying these paper products, just be very, very cautious, like on the premium. Personally, the only one that's really worth considering for retirement accounts, just because the premium isn't as extreme, is probably their Bitcoin product, GBTC. But even now, it's at a 30% premium over spot prices. So retail is getting totally ripped off. And what it's allowing is basically the accredited investors are dumping their bags onto retail at these really high premiums on these brokerages, and then they're able to buy back like anywhere from 3 to 4 times their bags again back at Grayscale. So it's like it's basically collusion. Yeah,
it's collusion.
Oh my gosh.
And they're only allowed to get away with this because it's a monopoly. They're really the only company in the United States.
We need one of those. We need one of those in Hex.
I mean, shit, dude, that's insane. When you understand the hustle they're playing right now, and then during that whole time, right? Notice how he said OTC desk in order to get your shares. At no point in that discussion was that you hold this paper and then you have to OTC sell it so you can move the paper onto a different exchange. But you never, ever, ever, ever touch your Bitcoin. You never.
Yeah, you never have them. Yeah, you never have your.
You're just trading. You're just trading the paper. They're buying the Bitcoin. So if there is ever a point when the price gets to a certain price point and they'll buy back the paper and then just own all the crypto, and you bought it for them.
How does this all get audited? I mean,
what was it? BitGo. BitGo is one of the largest let's call custody companies and stuff and everything. I think it's audited through like BitGo and a couple of these other companies and stuff. I think the Gemini twins I think own a part of another one of those companies that do like auditing and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty insane. The hustle that Grayscale is doing is that they're allowing people to speculate. Some middlemen, some of these institutional buyers do make money on flipping because the outside of so you have the price of the token going up, but then you also have the premiums, which is basically the vig on top, the tax on top for buying the coin goes up and down. So some people are willing, literally the price of the token could be doing nothing today, but because tons of people want to buy it, the vig is going up. So
the internals is going up. So they're
so there's like 2 games in the whole ecosystem. Dude, it's a racket, dude, and they're making money hand over fist on, and that's why Grayscale keeps buying.
So if somebody could set up a hex fund, that's what whales or sharks or dolphins or whatever can jump in. So the hex whales, the hex dolphins and sharks can jump into this thing and recycle their hex and get more and sell it at over premium prices.
Correct, sir.
And so we could do this. Can we do this on a decentralized platform? Can we do that? Can we have
I don't know. I think it's possible out in some other universe. Obviously, we would never do this, right? But, but yeah, I wouldn't see why in some alternate universe that wouldn't happen.
Greed is good, man. I mean, see what I'm saying? I mean, even so right now, these guys are being looked at as the saviors of Bitcoin and crypto because all this money is flowing in, and all of the big bag holders are able to recycle their bags and even get more Bitcoin, and now they're becoming more wealthy, and they're doing it on the backs of plebs and new people coming into the space. So once again, noobs are getting scammed out of their money, and old school crypto guys, exchanges, people who set up these funds are the ones that are walking away with all the money. Right? Yeah.
That's pretty, because it's they know exactly what they're doing, like with the in terms of like what you're seeing with the spikes on the premium. And there's actually a pretty interesting comment I noticed in the chat as far as like later on, it's also depending on like what their supply unlocks are relative to like when they bought Bitcoin and Ethereum, they could basically have very large bags that they dump onto the market, maybe through some of these brokerages, that they could also use to basically short. Because like if they have a ton of supply that's coming online, they could basically dump that and have shorts already ready. So there's all sorts of it gives them basically a huge advantage over the market in so many possible ways. Like it's pretty unbelievable. Just at least what we're seeing like with Grayscale's derivatives. This is probably and this is going to be going on for years, because the other one that had a very high premium, I didn't track like the exact percentages, but they're also doing the same thing with Litecoin. There has been very big buys for Litecoin, I think, for that reason, because they can transfer it to, let's say, this brokerage and then sell it at like some absurd like 1,000-2,000% premium. Like I think people that were buying Litecoin on brokerages are probably paying like over $1,000 like per coin, like not knowingly. Like they probably think they're buying, you know, $40 or whatever the price is. I have no idea what the price is right now of the of like their derivative, but
is that just because they don't know what they're doing, or is that because that's being hidden?
Yes, 100%. You're better off, literally, if you're gonna buy on Grayscale, you're better off buying on fucking on Robinhood. Literally, you're better off buying on Robin. It's the same shit, at least, but at least you're not gonna get the premiums if you're gonna just buy paper Bitcoin and crypto. I mean, you're better off buying it.
So you're telling me that some of our exchanges are actually the safer bet to get into crypto than all of these funds and everything that are out there.
Oh yeah, because there's money on top of it too. It's insane. These guys aren't. It's just because they have access to the money, and then
this fucking thing is so fucked up. I quit.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like you could actually plan, because there are certain periods where historically this did happen for Bitcoin, where you have certain lows where the premium drops really low during like certain bearish trends where there's like good opportunities to get in at like a premium, but it's still funny. It's like, oh, I'm only paying a 30% premium right now to buy some Ethereum. It's like, that must be a good deal.
Dude, God. And here's how they mess them too. So the price of ETH, which is the little piece of, like, literally, I think one ETH, there's like 8% of an Ethereum in there or less. It's like a small amount of Ethereum per share, right? They did a stock split, a 9-to-1 stock split a couple weeks ago. Each little piece of Ethereum is worth $13, but there's like less than 1% in there when they buy it. But they're like, wow, this is a really good deal, right? And so these guys, what they're doing is that they're enticing the small guys. Hey, come on, you want an Ethereum? It's only $13, guys. Not knowing that like you're buying about $4 of Ethereum and you're buying like $9 of fees.
So what Edgar said, so this makes sense. So what makes Grayscale attractive to some retail people is they can buy it inside of their 401k.
Yep. That's the monopoly.
So that makes all the fucking sense in the world. So now I could just, instead of trying to fucking KYC myself into Coinbase and get my crypto and then go to an exchange and fuck around, now I can just go into my 401k, click on the button, and I'm in Grayscale. Right?
Right. And since it's your 401k, you're not going to get taxed on it. So that's why some people
pre-tax.
Pre-tax, or I think you also have access to it on an IRA as well.
Yeah, you still get taxed. You still get taxed on it. It's just you're taking it out pre-tax.
It's deferred. Yeah.
It's deferred.
Yeah. But some people are saying, well, like, gee willikers, like, oh boy, when I don't have to pay taxes on this Bitcoin right now, and so I don't mind getting rammed up the butt with 30%. Oh boy!
Hey, you know that there's a new law out that says that we can get a $30,000 fine for any type of copyright infringement.
Captain, what are you talking about? Oh boy! This is the crypto hex mouse. I only stick my hex, bitches. Oh. Stick long and hard like Minnie.
Stick long and hard. Oh,
beautiful.
All right. Disney will F you. Disney will F you too. Yeah, you're right, man. Disney is no joke. I don't even want to say that name on here. That's like invoking Satan or something. I'm not even gonna get into that.
I ain't gonna lie, that really does hurt my voice a little bit. Doing that voice is such a high pitched voice. Oh boy. Yeah.
Let's see. China. Oh, Crypty Girl. Yeah, Crypty Girl talked about it. The copyright infringement. They dropped that in an omnibus bill. Is that what they did? The omnibus bill or whatever it was. To keep the government open.
Yeah,
they dropped that in there.
They bribed you guys with $2,000, and you guys said, "Yeah, sure."
They didn't give him $2,000. They gave him 600. They gave him.
No, they upped it. They just upped it to $2,000.
No, I don't think it's up.
Yep. Yes, it is.
I think he said they wanted it upped, and he signed the 600, and then the Congress came back and said, "Okay, we'll up it to 2." It hasn't passed.
Yeah, I just saw it right now. Let me see.
No, the Congress passed it. That doesn't mean that it's passed. It's still got to go through the Senate and the president's got to sign it. So it's not passed. They passed it. They can pass whatever the fuck they want, but it doesn't mean it's going to get done. So, right. But it should be nice to see all that money come into crypto.
I mean, shit. Hey, $600 is $600. 20.
Don't put it. Well, I guess you can't. You don't put it in the grayscale thing, man. They're trying to butt fuck you.
It's passed.
What's that?
I think
everything was dumped in the bill. Government is totally broken. Yeah, I agree, man. Hector the Protector, thanks for the diamond, bro. I thought you were. Sir. Was that Hector the Protector? Oh no, it was Eshtar that said he was out of lemons. That was his last lemon ever. Ever.
Hey, Papa Boner, just hit me up after the stream, man, on either Twitter or Discord. I'll answer your question there, man. Let's see.
2K hex.
Let's see, 5 million hex available to ladder soon between year 2 to 10. How would you do it? And 1 to 10. I'll help you out, Papa Boner. Don't worry. Just hit me up after.
Yes, Joe Exotic said, "Yeah, pass the House, not the Senate." Exactly.
Oh boy, these facts just fucking up the stream.
Yeah, we don't talk about politics on here much anyway. I just want to throw that law out there because I know that it's going to affect all of us because this copywriting and gatekeeping and all this bullshit, this censorship and all this crap. I mean, the internet's not fun no more, man. It's getting unfun.
At some point, the millennials or my generation, we gotta like, yo,
you guys gotta take over and
yeah,
don't let these boomers do this shit to you. And I'm not a boomer, by the way, you motherfuckers. Some of you guys call me a boomer. And yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Silent generation. I'm sorry.
So back to Hex. To Hex. Because we're running low on time. And I want to make sure that we squeeze every little drop of this fucking guy's brain so that we can get some more info out to everybody. So you were going over shares. And you were talking about that ETH to share price ratio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, and we were looking at it at 0.01%. Was it a percent you said, or 0.01 ETH is what it was? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So I'll actually pull up the chart here.
I want to understand this a little bit more because things like this gloss me over and I don't really grasp them. I want to understand what you're trying to say here with the ETH chart and what's the significance of it and what does it mean so that I can speak to it in an educated way, not in a like, oh fuck, that was really cool. A smart guy put a chart up and fucking said some numbers and everybody got excited but me. So let's try this again.
Sure. Yeah. So, and are you guys able to see the chart here?
Yep. So the beginning years, that's when Hex launched, correct?
Yes. So right here at correct. So here at December 16, 2019, this was one of the first data points like off of Uniswap,
which was the price of shares per ETH, right?
Yeah. Correct.
That's price of shares per ETH at launch, and then we saw this increase. Mm-hmm. So the share prices have started going up with ETH.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean,
Yes.
it shows it basically looks the same as the dollar too. I mean, looks almost identical to the dollar chart, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's all I was saying. I was just, but look how crazy. Look, you go back down to where it was at the lowest. How crazy that is. So during that first couple 2-3 months and stuff,
Yeah.
Hex got below 1% of an Ethereum per T share. 1% of an Ethereum per T share.
Right.
And then we broke above it. Now we're above. So it takes 10% of an Ethereum to buy a T share of Hex now. And look, we're trending up. That means at some point, whatever the Ethereum price does, like there is a really, I mean, I'm telling you, there is like, it's a high fucking chance for this to happen right here. Ethereum's going to be $10,000 before this whole bull market's over.
Yeah.
10 G's, $10,000. That's a $1 trillion market cap for Ethereum. That's quite likely to hit this bull market. So we're talking about, it's possible that you could have just if this only track. Let's just say.
So now explain the correlation to me real quick. Okay, so ETH price goes up, and I know that Hex tracks ETH.
Yes.
It kind of accordions with ETH, because they're both trading pairs. But the share price, of course, is correlated because it belongs to Hex, and the Hex, the share price is going up with Hex. So now explain to me what you were talking about with the rise that you saw. You're talking about with this bull market that we're seeing, when the ETH price goes up, the share price is going to travel with it, right? Is that what you're explaining to me?
Yeah, so that'll definitely happen. So I guess even back to DCC's comment with like the $10,000 Ethereum, which is totally like, I think that's definitely going to happen for Ethereum. Like, not financial advice if you're holding ETH, but like in terms of the, let's say, the T share to ETH ratio. So when Hex first launched, it took roughly 1%, so 0.01. It's just in decimal form. But if you multiply this by 100, you end up with 1% of an Ethereum per T share when Hex first launched. And you had this little dip down below, but basically 1% was a very good baseline. So since this is plotted on a log chart, each leg up on the log chart is a multiple of 10x. So here, this goes, let's say, from 1%, and the next leg up is 10%. So if you take 0.1 and you multiply it by 100, you end up with 10%. And then up here at 1, if you multiply this by 100, you end up with 100% of an Ethereum in that scenario. So like on the log chart, each leg up represents a 10x, and we've seen since Hex launched, the T share price, which was 1% of an Ethereum, went from 1%, and it actually did over a 10x. Like, in fact, it did a 10x plus more above, let's say, that 10% baseline that we're now seeing across this consolidation here. So RG3 is completely right, where you're going to see correlation between, let's say, the Hex to USD price and the T share you're going to see like a huge correlation there. But the thing is, the T share to ETH price at a certain point is going to start, and there's a little bit of a separation now. The two, if you stack them on top of each other, you'll start to notice that the T share to ETH price is actually starting to slowly, I think it's at, like, if in terms of the chart, it's about 1.6x higher. It's kind of hard to visually show that. I'd have to overlay the two on top of each other, but it has to do with like how the T shares over time get more and more expensive. So like if you look at, and because of that, if you look at the T share to ETH price over time, you'll start to see separation there. Which is pretty amazing, like in terms of like the chart formation. So since the very first impulsive wave for Hex, it took it from 1% of an Ethereum to 10% of an Ethereum. It's completely possible that the next impulsive wave takes it from, let's say, a 10% of an Ethereum to a full Ethereum per T share. So if somebody wants, let's say, 100 T shares, that's 100 Ethereum. And most people, like in the market, like it's actually And DCC actually knows a lot about like the stretch goal targets for a lot of retail investors. So I'm getting this information from what DCC looked into, but from his observation, basically 32 ETH is a stretch goal for like a lot of just retail that's just accumulating ETH. So it's going to get to a point where they're going to get priced out of certain brackets. So you have, let's say, the brackets, like you have the Poseidon, which nobody's in the Poseidon level yet. Then you have the whales, the sharks, dolphins, the squids. The squids are getting priced out in this next impulsive wave up. I mean, it's already expensive. Like it's all relative, but in the grand scheme of things, this next impulsive wave up is going to price out the squid bracket for most people. And it's the same thing, like, for example, like it's the same thing with Bitcoin, because T-shares are a representation of your network share. And if you look at, let's say, whales in Bitcoin, for example, every impulsive wave in Bitcoin also priced out like certain whale levels. Basically, you essentially have like a ladder in terms of how many coins people have, and every impulsive wave makes it harder and harder for a new whale to enter the system. So it's very possible we see I think it's going to very easily go over like 1 ETH per T-share. It could even go as high as like 2 ETH per T-share during like the later stages of the bull market. But it just shows just how valuable these T-shares in the reality can will go, let's say, over like a very long period of time. So the opportunity to me is like it's here. Like I like the log chart, you know, whoever got in at 1%, this was like amazing. Like, so this was amazing. And then even at 10%, like this is still very early, but after the next like wave up, it just gets harder and harder each time. So it's going to end up creating new baselines. Like there's everybody has a perception relative to where they got in, like on the price chart. But after each wave up, there's essentially a new baseline that will get established, and then the market will readjust around that baseline. And it could even become like, it could get to a point where somebody having, and this is far out, like having 10 T shares could represent like a lot of shares in Hex, like with how this chart's going, because it's going to cost over 10 ETH for somebody just to get 10 T shares. And if they want, you know, more than that, it's just going to get harder and harder. So I think there's a lot of buying pressure just even amongst the squids to get to basically get the T shares while they can, because then the name of the game is like there's the strategies that like RG3 and DCC were mentioning as far as like T share preservation over longer periods of time. So you get this like gamified strategy where those that actually have these T shares are not going to like want to just, you know, give that up, because they have such a huge stake in the system, and because of that, they're just going to get amazing returns over a long period of time. So on top of really low inflation, so like it's crazy, like just how incredible, like how well designed this is. Because like even after T shares gets, let's say, priced out for most people, depending on which bracket, depending on what your goal is in terms of the brackets, you still have 3.69% inflation. So somebody could still, like, you know, 10 years from now hold liquid Hex or something like that, and they won't have this heavy inflation like entering the market compared to like these other coins. So yeah, I would say this cycle is definitely it's really an opportunity. Like I really see this as like an opportunity of a lifetime. I know there's always like other opportunities to come, but I just can't see anything surpassing what I'm seeing like with Hex. Like it's incredible. So just, you know, I'm sure the next time we look at this chart, it's going to be, it'll be at like 1 ETH per T share, and Ethereum is going to be a multi-$1,000 coin easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
But off of what you're saying, like at some point, people even when Bitcoin's what, $20,000, and people are struggling right now to get, you know, their dollar cost averaging, trying to get one BTC. So imagine if like in a couple of years, right, that it takes maybe an ETH and a half to 2 ETH essentially to make it, to get a T share. Yeah. Someone could be literally dollar cost averaging for months and still won't have a full T share.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like that's
Mhm.
dude. Yeah, and if this system keeps trending the way it's trending, eventually, like a T-share will be more than a Bitcoin,
Yes.
which is yeah.
I think there's a good chance, something like that can definitely happen. It's already, to me, it's already easily going to surpass the valuation of Ethereum this cycle. And on top of that, what's amazing with Ethereum, and this also benefits how much like the USD value, let's say per T-share. So Ethereum, probably sometime in 2021. I don't think there's a firm date for this, but they're adding what's called EIP 1559. And what it is it basically bakes in fee burning into the protocol so that whenever you have high periods of congestion on Ethereum, there's a lot of ETH that's just getting burned out of circulation, which just basically helps pump the price of Ethereum higher. And then because Hex is pegged relative to ETH as a base trading pair, that also in turn makes the USD valuation of the T-share go up higher. So I think it's really just a matter of when we see these flips. Like Ethereum definitely happening this cycle, and then maybe next cycle we'll just have to see like what the log chart looks like after Ethereum is flipped and after there's just more data points. But from what I'm seeing, I think it's pretty easily going to go above Ethereum. And this doesn't even include like I think after year 10, I don't remember the exact year, but there's a certain point where the T-share price starts to go exponential, and it could just go to unimaginable levels on the USD valuation per T-share. This is still so early. Like since we're so early right now, I think on a lot of exponential curves, like even though it's a curve, it kind of looks linear over like its initial phase, but then you get this ramp up where it just pops off and goes exponential, and it's not even considering that phase of the T-share price. So it's already having tremendous growth without that ramp up.
The chat's like freaking out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was surprised that we didn't have the share price increase that we thought we were going to have. Looking at everybody's chart and listening to everybody talk about it, we didn't have that share price increase. Are you saying that the way you're looking at it is that we're going to start seeing that increase over this next cycle happen to the way we thought it was going to happen, and then it's going to the T-share price is going to just start skyrocketing?
Yeah, so the skyrocket like when it starts to skyrocket, and this doesn't even like it's already doing some insane growth, it's already, like relatively speaking. But yeah, this doesn't I don't remember the exact. I think there's a couple models. There was a couple of good ones Motley sent over. Like I think the name was like John Wick in the Telegram. There were some models that he came up with, like as far as the T-share price. And I just remember when I looked at the chart, there's a certain ramp up phase, and I think basically this cycle, and I don't have like, let's say like what the newest chart let's say looks like for that ramp up phase. Maybe there's like an updated model now that we're past the big payday that uses a different set of assumptions. But you could actually, like if you take the data, let's say you readjust the data post big payday, you can then use that information to kind of suggest, or at least try to predict like what you think is going to happen on the log chart based on that ramp up. I mean, it takes a lot of assumptions to do it, but at the end of the day, like it shows like the realm of possibilities where the T-share price could go up to. So, and then really just a pretty reasonable timeline when everybody is suggesting it'll flip Bitcoin, which I think it can do pretty easily. I'm not necessarily banking on that this cycle, but like maybe sometime like next cycle, I would not be really surprised to see that happen. Because like the next cycle, I'm just speculating that'll go into the 2030s. You're going to start to have that ramp up effect, which will, you just get this huge boost on the T-share price, and then it easily just surpasses whatever whatever the spot price of Bitcoin is trading at. So five Bitcoin per T-share, 2035.
Yeah.
All right, nice. All right, fellas, you want to wrap it up looking at crypto? You got something that you want to say before we start heading out of here?
I think that at least for the T-shares, that pretty much like wraps it up. At least for the T-share price, the thing I'm trying to look into is trying to like predict what that log chart will look like over like a long period of time. I'll just have to look at the data that John Wick has like on the T-share prediction and see if there's a way to basically analyze that like on the T-share price and just have a predictive model. This is all right. So I'm going to kind of plant this idea in the Hex community because I think this would be really cool. And by any means, like I think this is like up in the air for anybody to perhaps like even analyze in the community. So like if you look at Bitcoin, for example, you have there's basically 3 really good data analysts for Bitcoin. You have Plan B, Bob Lucas, and Benjamin Cohen into the Cryptoverse, who does like the lengthening cycle theory. So if you were to basically use some predictive models for Hex, you could essentially like so you have the website like lookintobitcoin.com, so you could have something like lookintohex.com or something like that, and then have these predictive models on things like the T-share price and all sorts of other data metrics that are really interesting that get people like really excited about this stuff. Because I mean, even if you look at Bitcoin, the 4-year theory, which I'm not banking on the 4-year theory holding up over a long period of time. Like I think at some point that'll break down and then a new model will take its place. But people basically look at that stuff and it just generates like even hype around Bitcoin, and people buy Bitcoin just for like the 4-year theory. So you just get an increase in value over these models that people find interesting. Like there's plenty of just like tech nerds or just any kind of like data scientist nerds that like to look at that information. And those people have a lot of money. Like they're investing heavily into things like Bitcoin. There's a potential to do that for Hex as well. Like there's so much data for Hex. It's incredible.
So I'm going to post in chat right now. Look into Crypto's YouTube channel. Go check him out. He's going to be doing like a weekly stream on Hex.
Sweet.
And go more into this in detail and stuff. Because Wasabi or Look into Crypto is like a informational machine. Like he'll throw up some sexy ass charts if you give him some time.
Nice. Let me throw some more lemons in there. I'm gonna dump the chest on you guys. Yeah, I know we haven't done that in a while. Let me put some more in there, and then yes, guys, I have fixed my camera. I ran all of my power through a power conditioner through my mixing board that I have, and voila, no more glitching and shuddering. And I think it's the power in my house for some reason. It's doing. So anyway, thanks for the diamond, Bran. All right, fellas. Well, thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming. Good to see you, DC, back in the show. Missed you. Glad you're here. Now I can quit trying to do this on my own and trying to. I got the brains of the operation back, and it's not just shit talk. And then hey, thanks, Looking at Crypto. Appreciate you coming in. And then. Hold up. I want to make sure I got your Telegram or whatever so that I can hit you up and we can go when next time you go out and go practice over at the rink there. I can come hang out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Are you staying online just like in the like right after the stream?
Yeah, I'll meet you in the green room here.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Hang out for a minute.
I'm super glad to be back.
Are you glad to be back?
Yeah, I missed you guys. I really did. Like,
I bet you did. We missed you too. Let me give these guys their. Let me open up the chest and then distribute the booty.
The booty
bastards. These dirty old. That's good old California power. Yeah, you're right, Ashtar. That's a good old California power, man. That they charge us an arm and a fucking leg for.
Can I just say one more thing? Like, you guys, this next run up that we're gonna have, just be smart with your money. I'm serious. Like you're gonna. Some of you guys may have like, oh, I have $10,000 now or 100,000. It's gonna turn to $1 million or 100,000. It's you're gonna start. It's gonna start turning into some money. Now.
Brand got 213 lemons. Papa Boner 122. Cookie Boys 89.1. Children of the Grave 71.0. And Swearworks 59. Congrats, guys. Welcome. Enjoy the lemons. We'll listen to DC. He's the smart one of the group here. He's trying to help you guys. Stay away from all the trading. Stay away from all that shit out there. Go out and stake your hex. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. We got a guest coming on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, I got someone lined up.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Stake your hex and do not be a loser. 5, 5, 5 and get all the